my question was two questions. One was, there was someone asked about Gita, learning Gita, what text to use or which books to use and all that. I thought in one of our earlier classes when we discussed Bhagavad, we said the Gita has to be taught by somebody, not to be self-learned. So that was my comment, not a question. So that was, I heard.
What was the second question?
Second question was, when, again, one of our earlier classes, before we got into Tattvabodha, we discussed about, how, like, for example, if you take a pen or you've taken something, it is made of plastic. Plastic is a bunch of molecules. Molecules are atoms, and atoms is protons, neutrons. So in the same way, water is not the initial product. So to me, water is not Satya. It is the protons and neutrons are the Satyams. Isn't it?
Correct. So correct. Exactly. So your observation is correct. So let me answer that. Second question I'll answer first. Yeah, so that's correct. So the water and wave example is given for us to appreciate Satyam and Mithya. So water, of course, is relatively Satyam compared to wave. Wood is relatively Satyam compared to wave. And yes, you have to analyze it further and take it down all the way to Satyam, which is Atma, which is Brahma. That is the objective. But once you are able to recognize that the wave-water relationship, then the rest is just straightforward. Almost, perhaps I should say almost straightforward. Because with the minute you jump once, the minute you have appreciated that the wave is mithya, then it doesn't take long for you to say water is mithya. Doesn't take long for you to say hydrogen is mithya, oxygen is mithya, electron is mithya, proton is mithya. Anything which has a form is mithya. Correct? So therefore, electron, proton is also mithya, no doubt. And so that also, the existence of the proton also depends on something else for its existence. And you have to ask, what is that something else? Is there that something else? Like that we ask. Yes, perfect. Good observation. And the second question is about the Bhagavad-Gita. So before I answer that, Ashutosh, were you able to connect and get some data on that, on those books, etc.?
No, I was looking at the Sanskrit teachers first. So I have one. So there were two questions. One was Sanskrit teachers. So I have connected with one of them. I'll probably be joining on Tuesday night. So that's the first thing. And Bhagavad-Gita, not yet. I'm not yet ordered.
Sure, not a problem. No, not a problem. That was just by the way, just in case. So good. I'm glad you're going to start attending a Sanskrit class. So yeah, so you can see, based on everything we have studied so far, that Vedanta is not like any other subject. Correct? Vedanta is not like any other subject, because in every other subject, a new topic is being introduced and unfolded. When I take a cooking lesson, I am this guy who knows nothing about cooking. And my mother used to ask me to get chana dal from the store, and I got tur dal. So that's how bad I am. And so for this guy to learn cooking, it'll take a little longer, because I have to identify the difference between jeera and dhania first, and then only cooking can start. And black pepper, I don't know the difference between black pepper and red pepper, means we have a big problem. So the teacher has to call me separately and give a special tutorial for me, cooking tutorial. Special attention I must get. So anyway, for that, everything is new. Dhania, show me dhania, I can see dhania. And then you show me how to make this particular dish, and and rasam or sambar or whatever it is, I can learn. I don't have a confusion about those things. Okay, some confusion I have to clarify. I suppose the teacher has to clarify. So everything is new. Anything new, I can be confused about what new they're talking about. But I don't have a preconceived notion about any particular dish or any particular item. I've never cooked, and therefore there can be no confusion. True with any subject you take. But Vedanta is so different. The job of a Vedanta teacher is to take this idea of I that I have, and the idea of I have is so clear, so crystal clear. I am a mortal and I have to make it in this world, and I am just subject to so many things, so many problems. I have to protect myself, and I am a ninja. I am like this. This is my posture. I have to protect myself. From morning to evening, I have to protect myself. In this competitive world, we have made people like this. What to do? So this is the idea of I. And the Shastram has to now say, no, wait a minute, you relax. You relax. You relax first. Keep your hands down. Take it down. Yeah, I know. Wait, relax, relax, relax. No, I won't do anything to you. Don't worry, relax, relax. This is what is going on in the Vedanta class. So we have to ask people to relax. And that's why when we ask for people to invite for the class, sometimes we have to ask some basic questions also. Is there a simple interest, some curiosity, or there is more? So when there is more, then I don't have to do all these things, come on, relax. I don't have to do that. And I can straight away start, and I can expect you to pay attention. So that's the type of subject this is. And an idea of I have about myself has to be completely negated, and the real I has to be revealed. And we say that this job, a book generally cannot do this job, however good the book is. Because when I'm reading the book, I am going to project my idea of I on whatever the book is saying. And therefore, the book has less chance of identifying what kind of projection you're making. And therefore, they will say, don't study by yourself. You go to a teacher. That doesn't mean you should not study by yourself. You can study by yourself. But finally, you may have to go to a teacher who can give that upadesha. You can get it. You can open a book and Swamiji's book and say, you can say after 100 pages, you say, I got it. I got it. You can walk away. Nobody can stop you. You can walk away. That's it. I got it. So that is possible. So that's a general advice, Maheshji, that, please don't study by yourself. Just a general advice. Otherwise, what will happen? One studies, one starts projecting our own ideas on it, and one starts getting all these ideas like sheath covering and all that. Look at this one simple topic, it takes so much to explain. And it's so hard to explain in writing all these things. And when the wrong idea is there, wrong ideas get cemented, and then it becomes even more difficult. That is why generally those who study by themselves, generally, I don't say, generally they go on a wrong track. Generally, I can't make a very general statement. I don't say you should not study by yourself. By all means, welcome. But have that caution in mind. That's all I will say. Keep that caution in mind. When in doubt, ask somebody, and you can be guided by that. That's my suggestion. Yeah, Haraprasad, go ahead.
Yes, sir. You said everything in the world can be categorized into two ways, known and not known. No, in the known, you call it as I, and the not known, as not I. I don't understand that.
Yeah. So what I said.
That is one question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go
What
ahead.
is the second question?
The second question is on the avastha-traya. No, you said the waking state, sleeping state, and the third one is the deep sleep state. And you call it as a dreamer state. But I thought it was the dreamless deep sleep state.
Okay.
It is not a dreamer state, it is dreamless.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself. So yeah, second question first.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, correct, you're right. It is the three states are waking state, dream state, and dreamless sleep state. Correct, you are correct. So maybe by mistake I may have said dreamer state for a dreamless sleep state. But yeah, you're right. Waking state, dream state, and a state of deep sleep or dreamless sleep state. Correct. So those are the three states. First question was known, unknown, knower. This whole idea, we divided everything into two things. What are those two things? We basically said the two things are I and not I. Broadly, I and not I. Then we said this not I is nothing but everything that is known, that becomes known to me. And then we ask the question, hey, what about, okay, comes known to me. When something comes known to me, then I say that that object is known. I am the knower. I am the knower of the object. So there, now I have the I is knower, the object is known. Then we ask the question, hey, what about all these things that are unknown to me? There are more things unknown to me than things that are known to me. Then we said all those unknown things are all knowable. Potentially you can know them, and therefore they can be put under the category of known. Unknown things are put under the category of known for the sake of the discussion. And therefore, because that also is going to be an object of you, it just happens to be unknown to you. It can become known to you. Therefore, there is known still, and there is the I, knower. Knower and known are the two, are the ways in which we are separating this world. Okay, so that is the way we have separated. So there is the known and unknown, which are part of the so-called known, not I, the world. Then there is I, the knower, the Atma. That is the way we have separated two. Is that clear, Haraprasadji? So the unknown, don't need to be confused by unknown. Known is also part of the known. That's what we say. Perhaps your confusion comes from that. Known, when we say known object, and being an object, it is not me, it is not I, it is not the knower. Therefore, there is the object which is known, or it can be unknown but will be known in the future, and then there is I, the knower. Yeah?
Okay, thank you. I will sleep over. I will think about it. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sure.
That knower is the witness, right?
Yeah, knower, witness. In this case, Avasthasthara Shakshi, the word witness was used. Yes. So go ahead, Hem and Ashutosh have
But
question.
in Vishnu Sahasranama, the God, Vishnu Sahasranam, one of the attributes of Narayana or Vishnu is the witness.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
for him, everything is known.
Yeah, witness, I understand that. Yeah.
Correct. So, Sakshi. So,
For him, everything is
correct. Sakshi.
even this knowledge is known to him.
Yeah, correct. Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha.
So
So, what is your question, Venkatesh?
So
Venkateshanji, do you have a question?
This attribute, this attribute, will it be applicable to Vishnu? Because he is the creator, he is the maintainer, or he is the destroyer, and everything is known to him, means he is beyond all these things. He is beyond all his creations, beyond all his powers, everything.
Sure.
Okay.
So I got your question. I have muted you. And so question is about Ishvara, Narayana. We say there is creator, there is so-called resolver, and then there is sustainer, Vishnu, etc. So, so Sarvajnaha, Ishvara Sarvajnaha, Sarvam Janati iti Sarvajnaha. And so, specifically knowing about things, that we say Ishvara. Any particular thing. I am an Alpajna, I also know a little bit, but what I know is so little. And Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha, we say. And then so the Upadhi, when he say Narayana, the Vishesha Upadhi. Upadhi means, we have not used the word yet. Upadhi is like the wave. The water has taken on the form of a wave, and the wave is called Upadhi. Upadhi means something that has a form, that has a shape, that has some attributes, is called Upadhi. So Narayana also is a Vishesha Upadhi, yes, the sustainer. So when I look at Ishvara in that form, then Sarvajnaha, Sarva Shaktiman, all that is true. And so we will eventually talk about Atma. Atma is Sakshi. Atma is what? Sakshi. And Narayana also can be called a Sakshi, observer of all this. And the true nature of Narayana and the true nature of the Jiva will be told to be identical. Will be told to be identical later. So yes, so Narayana is Ishvara, important, all-pervasive Narayana, which is helpful for us to understand Atma also, which we will see later. Okay? So good question.
Thank you.
Okay. So Ashutosh.
Yeah, sure. So my question was around the three states: the waking state, the sleeping state, and the dreamless deep sleep state. How did they think about these states when they were writing about it? Because you can have two additional states which I can think of. One is unconsciousness. You are unconscious, or you are in a coma. So these states are not really covered.
Good. So good question. So so were they conscious or were they in coma when they wrote all this? So so they were very much conscious when they wrote all this. So what about coma and unconsciousness? So you can put it under Sushupti. You can put it under deep sleep state. A state where there is nothing experienced. Okay. Suppose I change the word deep sleep into a different, suppose we use a different phrase. A phrase of non-experience. Suppose I say that. Will that cover your coma state and unconscious state? If the answer is, think about it. If the answer is yes, then perhaps we are okay. We can cover these states in that experience. And
is it a question of Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, my question was, is it a question of Atma being in control or Atma being, because it's possible that when you are in coma or when you are unconscious, then you are not really being guided by the Atma. Is that right way to think about it? Or because that's the reason why I'm having those, because it's possible that in deep sleep you may still be guided by that.
Correct. Good question.
Maybe even when you.
Good question. Good question. So, does Atma control and guide us? That might be a simpler question. Simpler question. So, see, does water guide the wave? I'll ask you this question. Does wood guide the table? Or does water guide the wave? If you ask the question, what answer can we give? Water sustains the wave. Wood sustains the wave. Every part of the wave is water. There is no part of the wave that is water. So if you look at it that way, the water is free. It doesn't, in fact, the water doesn't decide the shape of the wave. Water happens to be, and the shape of the wave is changing somehow. There are factors defining the change of. But water doesn't control anything for the wave. Same thing with Atma. Atma doesn't control anything. If Atma decides to control, just imagine what can happen. Then it's going to say, okay, I don't like you to be in coma, so I will never put you in coma. Why should you be in coma? If you are in coma, I am stuck in your body in this hospital. I want to see the world out there. I will drive you around. I will use you and drive around. I won't do that. So Atma is going to have all these likes and dislikes. And therefore, and then it will have doership. Doership means what? Means the idea of doing, the idea of being the author of something, etc. All these things will come. Idea of enjoying, enjoyship will be there. So we say Atma does not have kartrutvam. Atma that is doership. Atma does not have bhoktrutvam, which is enjoyership. Atma cannot have any of these things. So Atma is, that's why it says Sakshi. Sakshi. The Shastra uses the word like the light. Like the light in the dance hall. The dancer dances and all the abhinayas are all done. All the acts are done. And even after the dance left, the light illuminates the dancer. It illuminates the stage. And after the dancer left the stage, the light continues to illuminate. The light is not an actor. It is just there. And because of that light, everything happens. We say that light sustains everything. Like that we say. But the light plays no role. It is not a controller. It is not partial to anything. It just observes. And yet it sustains us. Not observing as in I am observing you, you are observing me. Not that kind of observation. Observing means in its presence, everything happens. The whole thing shines. I am able to think, the thoughts are all sustained by that light, that prakasha, that Atma. That is how it is. So therefore, it is not necessary to think that Atma is guiding me or controlling me. There can be guiding factors and things like that, but we don't attribute guidance or controllership to Atma. Okay?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
So where from this
one second.
inner conscious comes?
Yeah, Venkateshanji, Venkateshanji, 1 second. I have muted you. And let's give the chance to him. Venkateshanji, 1 second. Can you mute yourself? Let's have him talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have two questions. The first question is, when we defined Vijnanamaya Kosha, we said the experience of authorship or doership is Vijnanamaya Kosha. But so how is this different from Ahankara? Because isn't that also the illusion of doership?
Good. So that is the
This
first
is
question.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the second question is about the three states of experience. So what is really the difference between the dreaming state and the awake state? From my perspective, from the perspective of the experiencer, there is not a lot of difference between the two, right? One, the deep sleep state is where there is nothing absolutely, where the other there is something. So literally, it's just binary. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Good questions. Very good questions. So, first question. So first question is Ahankara. Where does Ahankara come under? Ahankara means this idea of I that is so strong in all of us. And that Ahankara, yes, it comes under Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya. Because that ownership, when we said doership, etc., it requires Ahankara, even more fundamental than doership. And so, yes, first answer to your first question is Ahankara can be put under the bracket of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. Second question, dream versus waking state. What is the difference? It appears to be similar or even same. Well, if you think both are similar, good. Many people think they are not the same. And I have to conduct this class. I can't miss this class and then send you an email message. In my dream, I taught you Panchakosha, Atma Panchakosha Titaha. Did you all get it? If I send you that kind of email, immediately you all will unsubscribe and say, please save me. Let me save myself right away before I get trapped further. This is what you will say. So, yeah. So there is similarity. I'm not making fun of you. There is similarity. And yeah, the dissimilarity is so huge. So the dream is nothing but my projection, a world where I project and I live in this world, in that projected world. In the waking world, I don't project anything. The world is there for me to deal with. And whether I see this world or not, the world is there. The world is operating. Okay. The neighbor is talking, whether to the other person, whether I know it or whether I see it, know it, not know it, that conversation is happening. The streets are there, people are moving around, and whether I believe it or don't believe it, etc., everything's happening. I have no control over that world. Whereas the dream world is a little different. I don't want to use the word control here, but the dream world is a world that is completely projected by me. And after the dream is over, I completely withdraw it. Completely withdraw it. And I said I didn't want to use the word control because did we decide before creating this world, today I've been having all these bad dreams all these couple of days. I would like to have a very sweet dream. So therefore, I'm going to take a vacation to Kutralam Falls, to Brindavan Gardens. I want to go to Austin and see Char Dham. I want to fly to Austin after going to Brindavan Gardens. Go to Bangalore airport, take a flight and go. And then before sleeping, I think like this so that when I sleep, those thoughts will come out and it will take me to all these places. Aisa to nahi hai. So this doesn't happen. So I seem to be helpless. And helplessly I am dreaming. And in the dream also, at least can I say I have some free will, like I have free will in the waking state. Do I have free will in the dream? What do you think, Hem? Do you have free will?
You don't.
Not much, but sometimes when you realize that you are dreaming, then you do.
Good. Yeah. So correct. So free will is free will seems to be absent, and so that's why you feel vulnerable sometimes in dream experiences. And the dog is chasing you, and you are helpless, and you are running, and the child is crying, and you don't seem to know what to do. You are helpless, and so it looks like free will is not possible, not available there. And so even if so-called free will is available, it's a simulated free will, correct? Simulated free will. It's a virtual free will. Because it's virtual because I can't wake up and tell my children, wait a minute, in my dream I made cornflakes for you. Why are you not eating cornflakes? I can't say that. I can't say that because that's a dream cornflakes. And the son will say, Dad, great, thanks for making cornflakes for me in the dream. You have that cornflakes. I want real cornflakes. Please make some breakfast for me. That's what the son will say. You say, thank you, Dad, and you just leave us alone. Or else he will say, a smart fellow will say, okay, you go back. We will make our own cornflakes. Please don't make dream cornflakes for us anymore. This is what the son will say. So therefore, the dream and the waking states are different that way because of these aspects. And so hope that answers your question for now, Hem.
Jayakumar, I remember hearing another definition about dream state, that's a state where you don't accept any sensory input or process any sensory input. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. That is true because suppose what sensory input? Suppose it's cold outside. In the dream, you don't feel the cold, no doubt. But that cold can wake you up. And you say, my God, it's so cold, you turn off the fan, etc. You may put on the blanket. But that happens after you awake, after you wake up. And the cold kind of woke you up, I suppose you can say. Woke you up from the sleep, woke you up from the dream. But yeah, no sensory input. No sensory input. Because senses are shut down. Senses are shut down. They're not operating. My eyes, my dream eyes, in my dream body, in this dream world is apparently operating. Because I'm seeing people, I'm inviting people to my own dream marriage. And marriage is going on, and music is going on. I'm hearing the Nadaswaram music, Shehnai is going on, I'm hearing. So dream senses are all working. But that's a dream sense, not these sense organs. Correct. Good point. Yeah, Mohini, go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Yeah.
I have a question. When you're in dream state, where does the light come from? Your eyes are closed, there's no sun, there's no moon, there's no electricity, but you see very vividly. Where is that light coming from? Because I don't know. What is illuminating the dream?
Good. I think you're asking tougher and tougher questions now. And so where is the light of the dream coming from? So tell me a little more about this light. Which light you're referring to?
I don't know. I mean, what I feel is like your eyes are closed. There's no sensory input. Everything's withdrawn into your manas. And basically, but the pictures are vivid. You see the tiger as it is. I mean, that seeing part is what I'm saying is, where is that light from? Like that, what I'm saying is, it's not darkness, but something you see that, where is that? Because there's no sun. Apparently there's no sun when you have a dream. There's no moon there. There's no stars, nothing that is there to actually show it, like, but where is that thing, like the pictures coming from, like, and what is lighting that picture? Like maybe your mind makes it. Everything is mind made in dream. But that illumination of
so I have a question, more fundamental question for you. Where did Mohini come from in your dream? Is Mohini?
I don't think it's all mind made. Even the Mohini, the subject is made by my mind.
Correct.
But the light is what the illumination is. How is that it is so vivid?
Yeah, this is Ishvara. Vedantins thank Ishvara for this dream state. You know why? Because it gives us an example to say, just like you created the world in your dream, how did you create this world, dream world? Did you decide, okay, let me call Bhagya. Bhagya, come. Mohini, come. Araprasadji, come. Let's go out. And go out, call all these neighbors, come. Hey, driver, come on, drive those cars. Like in drama, you know, how we do dramas, skits. And let's do all that. Come on, action, begin. Shh. Is this the way the dream world created? No, that's not the way. Dream world is just created just like that. You think and it is. You project, it is. So in the dream world, you are the Ishvara, you are the Lord Brahma, and you are Lord Vishnu also, because you have to sustain the dream. And you also destroy this dream. So you are Lord Shiva also. My God. We love this example. We love the dream state. Not because dreams are beautiful, but we love because we can quote that as an example in Vedanta. So it's a big topic, but yeah. So those are the questions we must ask, and that's the Leela of the dream. Absolute, it's an amazing creation. Amazing creation. So dream process, how it happens and all that. I'm not an expert in dreams. I'm sure there are people who have analyzed the dreams and wrote research papers on dreams and how to actualize dreams. And you read all these books. How to have better dreams. I'm sure somebody must have written books on that. How to infer about your future from the dreams you are having. You know, people have done this. I'm telling them, you keep all those books with you. I am struggling to deal with this waking world itself. Let me first deal with this waking world. Let me be dharmic. Let me do a proper job in this waking world. Then we will figure out. If I have time, I will come back to the waking world, analyze all my dreams. I've forgotten all my dreams. That's a different thing. But even after a minute after the waking up, the dreams are forgotten. I don't know what is this. This is Ishvara's Leela, I think. So I think he doesn't want us to remember our dreams. I think sometimes it's a good thing. So yeah, it's a complicated topic. But Vedanta doesn't get into all the intricate details of how the dream is created and all that. It's not needed for us. Okay? So good question. Keep thinking, Mohini ji. Okay, so it's already 8:15, 8:16 here. We'll stop now. Any other questions? And Venkateshan ji, next class, please go ahead and ask. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
It's getting late here. Okay. So we will stop with this Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Okay. Good questions.
Thank you, Jayakumar.